Introducing Apple Vision Pro.
Apple Vision Pro, Neuralink, and artificial intelligence have changed the human experience forever in so many big ways. Everything from creativity, advertising, your mental health to culture. And ultimately, what is the technological singularity, and are we there yet? But there are some things you need to know first. If you're like me, you've seen Apple's new mixed reality headset being talked about everywhere. And according to them, the era of spatial computing is here.
Apple Vision Pro will introduce us to spatial computing.
And I agree. This is indeed some sci-fi technology stuff. I'm talking Tony Stark from Iron Man, similar to how the TV show How I Met Your Mother predicted.
You will not believe who I just ran into.
Our society is changing in a fundamental way that we've just not realized yet. Apple Vision Pro allows you to
relive your most important memories in an entirely new way.
And to connect with people as if you're sharing the same space. Okay, remember all this for later because we'll come back to it. When reviewers talk about this technology, they never fail to mention how realistic it all looks. You can have a three-dimensional object seem to be before your very eyes. Interact, take it apart, manipulate it. The Apple Vision Pro experience is called mixed reality because, unlike augmented reality, not only does it allow the superposition of digital elements into the real environment, but you can interact with them.
You can see the iPhone in 3D in front of you.
The amount of responsiveness, there's not a second of lag.
Oh my god, you can make it bigger and smaller! You can see the reflections!
The allure is in the small details. For example, you see realistic light reflections in the virtual environments they've created. And get this, you see reflections from your own physical environment on the digital object.
The shadow of the watch is on my floor.
Is it really?
Yes, quite close to the floor. There's something about the real world materials. The light! That's my TV! There's a TV in this house. Bro, it's reflecting off the Apple Watch. It's the screensaver that's like moving. It's reflecting off the Apple Watch screen. And the physics are accurate. The way it wobbles if I toss it.
With the glass sandwiches we carry in our pockets, people already have a problem with living life in the moment. We experience amazing moments through our phone screens, trying to take photos and record them. And for some reason, we feel like if you can't share it on social media, it never really happened. Now, imagine experiencing every birthday, every graduation, and every Christmas through nerd goggles. For now, we still have some heavy limitations. Keep in mind, this is still the first generation and it's going to get better. But what happens at generation 7 or 8? What happens when it's trimmed down to merely a light pair of glasses or even contacts? If you're enjoying this video so far, a like and a sub to the channel would be phenomenal. Back to the video. In January 2024, Elon Musk's company, Neuralink, successfully implanted their brain chip into the first human. Okay, so that's good for them, but what does this news have to do with the Apple Vision Pro? I'll tell you. The company's goal is essentially to allow our brains to communicate with technology directly, and it's incredible. A million ways this could help people with disabilities. While Vision Pro still requires you to use your fingers and eye movements to navigate, try to imagine what happens when these two technologies merge in the future. They'll act as a filter between you and the world. It's futile to be concerned about your privacy. Just imagine this technology being integrated with advertising. Big tech sees what you see, listens to every conversation you have. It'll be ad targeting turned up to 11teen. Remember when we talked about experiencing your memories? Imagine a man who's just lost his wife and 7-year-old daughter in a car accident. His despair is overwhelming. He has hours of spatial video of his family in his MR glasses, so he never wants to take them off. Why would he? His real life is a living hell. Why wouldn't he choose to relive the time when his beautiful family was whole again? Relive it over and over again, while his physical and mental health in the real world withers away. It shows you everything you want to see, but you don't feel the sunshine on your skin. You don't feel the wind on your face, nor your wife's and daughter's touch. We've been trained to look at screens and use it to block what's around us. And now the screens are transparent and everywhere you look.
It's the first Apple product you look through and not at.
You're basically inside your smartphone. What happens when you have access to every piece of information every time in real time? It's tantamount to not needing to learn things, at least not in the way we approach learning today. You have access to the entire wealth of human information literally at the tip of your finger. Or perhaps with a thought, you can summon whatever piece of information you need. That jumps out to me as a bad thing, but if I really think about it, how different is this from the inefficient way we've been learning throughout human history? Basically, to naturally commit something to memory means to summon it when you need it. Except in the era of spatial computing and BCI, you can't forget things because the computer never fails to summon what you need when you need it. Of course, the downside is there's going to be a level of brain atrophy where you never have to develop an independent thought ever again. It's basically the same way that our generation needs a calculator to perform basic arithmetic that older generations could do in their head. But no one's going to say that we're dumber necessarily. We just allocate our mental resources in different directions. Intelligence is on its way out as a differentiating factor between humans and as a system of merit in society. Scientists have been speculating for decades about an intelligence explosion. They talk about a superintelligence, a hypothetical agent that possesses intelligence far surpassing that of the brightest and most gifted human minds. An AI that can function as a human mind, only much faster. Imagine a computer that can carry out 30 years worth of human reasoning in 15 minutes. We're approaching the territory of the idea known as the technological singularity, a hypothetical future event in which technological progress becomes so rapid and exponential that it surpasses human intelligence, resulting in a future in which machines can control and improve on their own designs much faster than humans can. This spells a huge development for our species. Think of all the things we can do. Perhaps we could finally build the Dyson sphere, harness the energy of the sun, and expanded the human species throughout our solar system, maybe even galaxy. In terms of creativity, this future we're facing will have the opposite effect to intelligence. I'm thinking creating your own movies or video games, it will probably give a whole new meaning to content creation. Your surroundings become an infinite canvas. With regards to the psychological impact and how it could affect our interaction with one another, the American political commentator Ben Shapiro gave a great analysis.
Filters that are currently getting better and better on things like Snapchat or Instagram or whatever, you could see those mapped onto yourself. And then presumably there will be a technology where you can voice that on others. So you could have a physical blemish. You don't want anyone to know you have that physical blemish. So you basically filter yourself. And then if that other person is using that app also, they will see the filtered version of you and may never see the actual physical version of you. In the future, could it be that people are 50 and they got married 20 years ago and now they still see each other the way they looked when they were 30? And you could see a legitimate reskinning.
So my personal opinion, I hesitate to draw any conclusions as to whether our current technological trajectory is good or bad or what it means for our future. If we'll have one. To make such a prediction, I'd need to, at the very least, graduate from Hogwarts. From past human experience, we know what we perceive as good or bad changes with time and from generation to generation. Apple Vision Pro and Neuralink are more than just advancements. They are invitations to reimagine our world and ourselves. It's hard to weigh the cost-benefit factor from our vantage point from the present. I just know we're living through a critical point in human history with AI, mixed reality, brain chips, and 5G. So tell me what you think of all this. Are you excited? Are you scared? I'll be reading through your thoughts in the comments. Click here to learn how minimalism has changed us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. A lot of hours go into this, so it would be plenty encouraging to have your support. Until next time, cheers.